Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So I'm going to do a 20 tips to help you through the beginning to mid game. There's probably going to be a bunch of stuff here even late game players do not know. So stay tuned. It will not be a 5-minute video, guys. There's a lot to cover in a short space of time, but I want to be thorough because I want to help players progress in this game. Before we get into that, I'm going to cover two things. Firstly, appreciation gift. What is this all about? This man here, Chosen, Chofly, has been called out in the game. Congratulations, man. I know that when this happened for me, it was big for my YouTube account. So I'm sure it's going to do exactly the same for Chosen. He's been around since before I was around, always pushing out consistently high quality content. He's on Twitch as well. Really good guy. If you haven't already gone and subbed to his channel, go and do it. But yeah, basically because of this shout out in game, which I love, by the way, that we've all got a few freebies. For my free to play account, this is massive. I loved it. I hope they continue to do this at Plarium. It's really, really beneficial for us content creators that are pushing out the grind. So congrats to Chosen. I'm sure he had a few drinks last night. In fact, I know he did. I was on his stream and I saw him doing that. So that's the first thing. Second thing, which I wanted to just highlight, is that on my YouTube, I've got a store for Hell Hades merch. You can click this link in my banner, or there's like a shop function somewhere as well. You can click the link and it takes you into my merchandise store. Loads of people were saying to me they wanted a face mask. I've added one. This is not pants. This is not this is not a diaper. This is not like what else did I get? I got all sorts of weird stuff yesterday. Fanny pack or something. This is a face mask. So if you're looking for one, got my logo and stuff on it. And I've added some different hoodies and stuff as well. So feel free, check it out. It's at Teespring, but you can click on it through my banner here. So that's out the way, quick and easy. Let's get into the top 20 tips then. What has driven me to make this video? I'll tell you what, I've hit a landmark. I've hit a landmark in my free-to-play account. I've won 50 silver medals. What day was I on there? I cannot believe how difficult this was to do. Day 74, it has massively, as you guys know, it's massively opened my eyes to how tough the arena is for a newer player, and I've fed that back consistently to Plarium. So I've got this, which kind of prompted me to think, you know what, let's do a video to just help as many players out as possible. So we're going to go through it. There's like 3 main sections. First section is about champions and stats. Champions and stats, yeah? Second section is about resources, and then the third main section is about areas of the game and farming. So we're going to go in with a couple of real quick ones. First one is champions. When you start the game, a real simple one, do not go into that faction, go into this one, and make sure you start the game with your bad boy Kale here. Kale is still an end game player. He will just do work for you in all areas of the game. That's why he's so good. He's great for clan boss. He's great for every area of the game. So start with Kale and you're going to be onto a good start. The second one is, as soon as you can get yourself moving, farm yourself a free player, which is War Maiden. So you've got Kale can do your damage. War Maiden can drop defense. Dropping defense, then doing damage is way stronger than just hitting with 2 big hits. So drop defense, then you do your damage. So once you get yourself through a bit in the game, you want to get yourself into the Deadlands. Just farm out stage 3, because that's where you're going to get the most silver. You get more silver from shields than you do from any other type of weapon that you sell. Farm out stage 3 and just wait until you get yourself a couple of War Maidens. You can use the additional War Maidens to put as books in the War Maiden you get. Okay, so you get 3 books. And then the third one around champions is High Katoon on day 30 is a massive pull for you, okay? So those 3 champions together will make up like a core of pretty much most of your teams in the early game. Next one then kind of goes on the same vein really, but speed is king in this game. So just about every single champion that you've got should be in speed boots as early as you can get them in speed boots. Even if it means, look at these common speed boots. They still give me speed 40, guys, yeah? I farm those from campaign. They still give me speed 40, which enables me to go fast. Whereas, you know, these ones also farm from campaign, speed 40, yeah? So they're uncommon. The other ones were common. We find ourselves some epic ones. Now, these are 1 star less, so they're 5 speed less. Okay? Speed is king. Get yourself into the campaign and farm speed boots. Every single one of your champions that you're using in any sort of content should be in speed boots. Okay, next one is a quick one around auras versus buffs. So, High Katoon has got a speed aura, 19%. Auras only affect your base stat. So your base stat here, my base stat here is 97. A speed aura will only trigger against a base stat. Okay? And a speed aura will continue to trigger when your leader dies. So my speed aura from High Katoon here is in all battles. Be aware to read where the aura works. This one's in all battles. That's quite rare. Whereas someone like a Frozen Banshee's aura is also all battles. That's a bad example. Someone like a Man-Eater's aura here is just in dungeons. Yeah, so that won't work in Clan Boss. The only aura that works in Clan Boss is if it says in all battles. Yeah, some people say in the arena, some people say in dungeons. So speed aura will only affect your base stat, okay? And it will continue to work once you're dead. So the difference here is that when you place a speed buff, so when you've got something here that says places a 30% increased speed buff, that actually affects all of your stats. So that affects the total speed, which is the number over here. So actually, a speed buff will give you way more additional speed than an aura, but that person has to be alive, and obviously the buff has to be active, whereas an aura will work through the whole fight, whether that person's alive or not. Next one then is a real simple one. If you've got any ability which lands a debuff, debuffs are generally in red, yeah, any ability that lands a debuff, or affects an enemy. So another one as an example that affects an enemy is decreasing the turn meter by 15% on an enemy here. Anything that affects an enemy will need accuracy for it to work, okay? And a good rule of thumb is if you take a dungeon level and times it by 10, that'll be the amount of accuracy you're going to need in that dungeon. But I would say it's a stat that you need to build as early as you can. And if you've got somebody like a War Maiden who is all about dropping defense, accuracy is our most important stat. Yeah? Say if she doesn't have accuracy, this skill doesn't land, therefore she's actually just a crap champion. So accuracy, the most important stat. You're seeing this person, I've been pushing for accuracy stats right across the board on all of her gear. See this? Speed and accuracy. That's actually a crazy good piece, by the way. Speed and accuracy. Yeah? So that is the most important stat in the game. If you do not load up your accuracy to hit the clan boss, affect your opponents in the arena, affect your opponents in dungeons, then that person's skills may as well not exist. Let's go for the next one then. This one is really crucial, guys. So if you're trying to do damage, okay, what you need to do is you need to build crit rate first. Crit rate is the most important stat to do damage. If you do not hit with a critical hit, then basically you're punishing the amount of damage you can do. Critical hit will basically elevate the amount of damage you're going to do. The next most important stat after that is critical damage. So when you do a critical hit, you want to spike as much critical damage as you can. Okay? And then the third important stat is whatever the champion's skills scale by. So damage is based on attack for a Kayle. Yeah? So the third important stat to do damage for a Kayle is attack. It's not the first important stat, guys. It's the third. Crit rate, then crit damage, then attack. Okay? If someone does not scale via attack, I think Man-Eater might be an example here. Oh, he does. This is one. So here's a good example. Fellhound, damage scales firstly on defense and then on attack. So actually for him, and whatever's written first is the bigger scaler, yeah? So for him, you want to build up his defense if you want him to do damage. But it's still crit rate, then crit damage, then defense for damage. Next one, we're just going to come on to Great Hall quickly. I've done videos on this before, so I'm not going to dwell on it. But Great Hall, you want to focus on the accuracy of the people who have got the debuffs to land. Look at my team I just had there. I had Kayle and Frozen Banshee in Magic Affinity. So I've built 2 levels of accuracy already here. 2 levels of accuracy gives me plus 10 accuracy on my stats. You're like, is that it? That's it. It's worth a ton. It's worth way more than any other stats on this board. And then I've built up a little bit of extra on my Force Affinity because I've got a War Maiden. And War Maiden is the person who's landed my decreased defense. They're my 2 most important people in my team. The next most important stats are defense and crit damage. Okay, so these 2 are the other ones to build up, to just push your damage up a bit and to give you better survivability. Defense gives you more survivability than HP as a rule. Okay, so this is how I've kind of built my Great Hall. The next thing I need to do, or the next big barrier in my missions, is actually going to be, here we go, upgrade a Great Hall bonus to level 4. That's my next big kind of challenge in missions. And missions are a good rule of thumb in terms of, are you progressing well? So what I'm actually going to do, you might think, well, why don't you do it here because you've got a stage 3 already? No, I'm going to do it here because accuracy is the most important stat. So I'm going to work a bit harder to get myself to this level, then to this level. Level 4 is really long. It's going to take a long time, especially with the arena being very, very tough at the moment. But that is my next big kind of hurdle in the missions. Everybody, pretty much without fail, needs accuracy in the game. Everybody benefits from crit damage. Everybody benefits from defense. Everybody benefits from HP. Only attack-based champions benefit from attack. Okay? If you've got a defense-based champion, they will gain 0, literally nothing at all from gaining attack. It will do nothing at all for them whatsoever. 0. Okay? And resistance is only really useful in very late game setups for arena. So this is not... Resistance is completely nullified on clan boss, doesn't work. So it's only really useful for maybe a late game spider tank or arena. Okay, let's move on. So we're going to move on to resources now. I've done a video which kind of covers this already a bit, but gems. Gems are energy, guys. Gems are energy. I unlocked my gem mine in full at the start to give myself a kind of flow of gems coming through. Depends if you're free to play or not, but I would advise if you're free to play to do this. The sparring pit is okay to unlock like level 1 of the sparring pit across the board if you're going to put some money and buy some gems. I wouldn't go beyond level 1, even if I was like paying hundreds of thousands of pounds to play the game. It's just not worth it. You don't get the return back. And I absolutely would not condone, I'm not saying I've never done it, but I would not condone turning gems into silver. It's the least efficient way to spend your gems by a mile. Grinding silver, you're much better turning the gems into energy and grinding silver through spider or grinding silver through campaign, because you gain other benefits at the same time. You're gaining items, you're gaining experience. Just buying silver outright like this is the worst use of your gems by a mile. A very good use of your gems early on is to buy Masteries in full on 2 champions. Once you've got 2, you can then go into Minotaur at a relatively high level and farm your Masteries up here. But until you've got 2, farming those Masteries actually becomes quite difficult. So I would advise, save your gems, don't spend them yet, get your Masteries done on 2 of your champs, and then after that, go and farm your Masteries. So you see I'm farming up Masteries now on Maneater. Don't waste books. See, I've got books just sitting here. I've got legendary books. I don't own a legendary champion. Therefore, until I own a legendary champion, these books will never be used. I've got epic books. Currently, I booked out this skill here on my Maneater. This skill got booked out a bit. I didn't really want it to. I could throw all these extra books into him, but I don't want to because I'm not going to see the benefit. If you want to know if you should book someone out or not, I've got a tier list which is linked in the video description below. In my tier list, I just put a little section say, do I think they need books or not? And it's basically like a yes, no, or if there's one particular skill that I think would benefit from being booked and you get lucky that the book's full there, that's a skill you need to book up. So Tyrell as an example here. You can't really play Tyrell effectively without his A1 being booked. The rest of his skills you don't necessarily need to book. So Tyrell needs his A1 booked as quickly as you can do it. Okay? One 6-star champion is worth more than 10 5-star champions. It's probably exaggerate, but maybe it's not. Like if you try and beat high levels of campaign with 4 level 50 champions, you might struggle. If you try and beat a high level campaign with 1 level 60 champion, you probably won't struggle. Okay, as long as it's someone that can pick up some damage. And generally, all of the starter heroes can pick up some damage. So 1 level 60 champion is worth way more than building up a ton of level 50s. I've got 4 here. My next goal is to get another level 60 champion. Right, next one is around food. So Mystery Shards is a good way to get yourself some food. Once a day for my quests. So I do my quests every single day, guys. Every day, do your quests, because you gain gems, you gain some rewards, and you upgrade and get shards and stuff, yeah? Every day, do your quests. It takes like 5 minutes. So I'll pull myself a stack of 10. What I do, and this is not what everyone perhaps would do, but in terms of food, what I do is one of 2 things. If I'm short of food, I'll take one of those level 1s that I've just picked up. I'll give him a brew, and then I'll feed him 3 other level 1 champs and max him out to level 10, and then I'll upgrade him with another one of these level 1 bad boys, and he becomes a 2-star, okay? That's how I grind food to gain a lot more 2-stars. If I've got plenty of food, then what I do is I actually upgrade the person I'm trying to work on by just feeding him all of the level 1s. This is how I do my quests. All of my level 1s that I just pulled, I'll feed into this apothecary, and then basically I'll pull enough level 1s to complete this mission here. Level 2s, this is what I'm grinding in campaign. Then I'm grinding level 3s, 4s, 5s, experience grinding. Now, the best place in campaign to grind experience is level 12, stage 3. Stage 3 because you get more silver. Level 12 because you just get higher experience. So this is the best place to come and just kind of grind up your silver at the same time as grinding experience on champs. If you still need gear, I would actually advise you farm stage, what are we on here? Lifesteal area, stage 8. And then I would actually farm the boss. Stage 8, the boss. Or if you particularly need like boots, farm stage 6. If you particularly need chests, farm stage 5. But the boss gives you a chance to gain rare drops. So quite a lot of the gear I'm wearing on my champions are from stage 7. Either here or the speed area. Okay, the boss here. If I'm a bit more progressed in the game, like I am now in this free-to-play account, I actually will farm experience whilst also farming potions. So the last person I needed experience on was this fella. It might be a chica actually, a chick. I was farming experience on her at the same time as I was farming potions. For example, I could now bring in my apothecary, who I just showed you, bad boy, my next level 60 that I want to work on, and I'd bring him in here. No gear on him at all, guys. I don't need gear on him at all because the rest of my champions can pull me through this fight. Okay? So you actually start to gain experience whilst gaining other resources. This is called resource management. And it doesn't just have to happen in a potion keep. I do the same when I'm farming Minotaur. So whilst I was trying to level up my man-eater to level 60, I was also in Minotaur grinding his Masteries. And I do the same when I'm farming Dragon. So I find a team that can beat Dragon with 4 people, and I go ahead and I farm Dragon with 4 people, and I have a 5th person come in that I'm leveling up, like this apothecary. Okay, so finished it. It took me 1 minute 51. I don't even care. I hit auto, I go away, make myself a cup of tea, I come back, and my apothecary's just gained 1640 experience, and he at the moment, guys, is totally naked. Next one in resource management then, this is my tip number 12, is glyphs. Every single day, even if you're farming level 1, farm glyphs. Every single day. Farm the highest level that you can farm and get yourself glyphs every day. Couple of reasons why. So you gain resources here. Okay, energy, books, silver, chickens, shards. Higher you get, the better the rewards start to become. Every single champion that I've got here, I've thrown glyphs on where I can. Look, 1 speed, you're like, is it worth my time? Yes. Yes, it is. Glyphs are massively important in this game. Next one around resources is shards. Okay, look at the shards that I've got here. I'm hoarding some shards. Okay, I hoard my shards until there is some form of event. We've got a champion chase tournament that starts tomorrow. So if the rewards in that champion chase tournament are decent, I might pull these shards. If they're not decent, I'll hold on to the shards until there is a decent event. Don't just pull your shards whenever you feel like it. Always save them up. And in a similar vein, the marketplace. What a perfect timing! Perfect timing for this video. In the marketplace, you can find ancient shards. Buy them. Buy them all the time. Unlock some of these different market spaces. I haven't unlocked this one yet because I've never seen anything I want here. If something popped up good here and I had the gems like an ancient shard, I'd probably unlock it. But I've unlocked quite a few of them. The marketplace is a great place to come for resources. So check your marketplace as many times a day as you can whenever it refreshes, okay? Buy up every mystery shard that you see. Mystery shards will help you in things like champion chase tournaments. They'll help you anyway, generally, just to kind of bring the food in. But that 5k there is really worth the investment. The other thing you're looking for is speed gear with speed on it. What is the chances, guys? Yes, please. If it's rare, which means I can get 2 rolls, I will buy it. I will also look for lifesteal gear with speed on it. Or speed and accuracy. Those 2 stats together, the 2 most important stats in the game. If I can get those together on those sets, I will. That is it for resources, guys. We're going to move on to dungeons, where to farm, how to farm. So up until, I'd say, I mean, it's probably a good 2 months, I have farmed the 3 areas I mentioned earlier. Here for experience and silver. Here for items. And here for items. Pretty much until I could kit out my top 6 or 7 champions. That's where I farmed. Okay? It's a way more energy efficient way to farm gear than farming dragon. Okay? Once I got those levels of gear on my champs, focus, and I started to farm dungeons. What am I farming? I'm farming dragon as high up as I can. But at least, you need to at least be able to farm stage 13. I farmed stage 13 for a long time. Well, for like the last week. Since then, I've improved my gear, and now I'm farming stage 17. Okay? But if you look here, from stage 13, you start to have the ability to gain 4 to 6 star gear. The higher you farm, the more chance you've got of getting those 6 star drops. But stage 13 is fine. The second most important dungeon is Spider. And again, you need to be able to farm. I was actually farming stage 10 for a long time. Spider's much harder. I was farming stage 10 for a long time to get myself 4 and 5 star pieces. That is how I got this great piece. Accuracy amulet. Accuracy banner, sorry, with speed on it. It's an insanely good piece. It's how I got this. It's how I got this. Okay? And I farm there, you know, probably like 1 full energy refill a day for the last 10 days. I've been doing that for a little while, and you'll see that all of my main characters now, all of my main champs, have got these accessory slots filled. Spider is the best place to go if you're short on silver and you want to gain accessories as well. So you farm your spider up, you keep the pieces you want, and you sell the pieces you don't want. So if I have, you see that I'm pretty tidy on my gear here. You know, if I got tons of rings, I'd be looking through and I'd be like, right, what are my best 4? What are my best 3 or 4 rings? Sell the rest off for now because I need the silver. Next one is around clan boss. Now, you should push yourself to farm brutal clan boss as early as you can. Okay? How do you do that? I've got videos on how to beat the clan boss and stuff like that. But basically, you're looking for a champion that's got decreased attack as a skill, as a debuff, and give him enough accuracy to land it. You want a couple of champions that do poison damage. That's why Kale is such a strong farmer. And basically, you want to get champions to 6 star as quickly as you can. And Brutal's like the minimum level to start to get some worthwhile rewards in Clan Boss. And then you want to beat Clan Boss every single day. Now, a top chest reward is worth more than 2 of the level 2, level 3 rewards from lower down clan bosses. But when you start killing Brutal daily, you've got a chance of getting books, you've got a chance of getting ancient shards. Everybody in my clan boss setup, guys, is in Lifesteal Deer. Lifesteal Deer, Lifesteal Deer, Lifesteal Deer, Lifesteal Deer, Lifesteal Deer. Okay? It's like a fundamental gearing practice for clan boss. People outside of clan boss are in generally speed or speed and accuracy. Yeah? So that's a good rule of thumb as well. Life still in the clan boss. Keep you alive for longer. Helps you do more damage, etc., etc. And your damage is coming from poison, guys, not from hits. So my main source of damage on my clan boss is Kale, poison, and poison, and Frozen Banshee, poison. Yeah, those two will easily do more damage than anyone else in my lineup. The way they do damage is by staying alive for a longer period of time. That's how poison works. The longer you're alive, the more damage you do, because poison damage doesn't scale up and down. It's the same tick every single time. So the more times the clan boss has a turn with poisons on him, the more damage you'll take, the more damage you'll do. Next one, we're going to go into the arena then. So the whole start of this video was me hitting my kind of landmark in the arena. I'm going to quickly touch on the 3v3. I'm staying in Bronze 1. I'm never getting out Bronze 1 for an age. But you know what? I've farmed Drexar fragments every single day that it's been out so far. And I've still got 1900 in the bank. So you're like, what? The only thing I would use these bars for is Drexar, because he would be massive on my account. Huge on my account, okay? So Drexar or energy. That's all I've spent gold bars on. Certainly never this. This is not terrible. Certainly never this. This is not terrible, but I think you get enough books. Unless you're desperate to book someone up, I wouldn't do this. And then what I do is I refresh as often as I can, and I just try and pick off easy wins, guys. So you see here, I've had a refresh. Look at this one. Fully, thank you so much, my man. I do exactly the same. Look at my defense. Easiest defense in the world. Anyone tries to attack me will win. Fully's doing the same. So I go in and I look for as many similar comps to this as I can, or people that I know that I'm going to get at least 10 gold bars from in a fight. And bam, 1 done. Bam, 2 done. Good man, Fully. Everyone, set your defense up if you're in Bronze 1 to be defenses like this, guys, please. 15 gold bars in the bank. I do that 10 times a day, 150. So I get somewhere between 100 and 150 a day. And then obviously you get your reward at the end of the week for staying in the level. So when I'm looking at the main arena, I'm looking for teams that I think I can beat. I don't fight every team on the list. I look for teams I can beat. I avoid Relic Keepers. I avoid Skull Crowns, if there is one here. This team looks nasty, but actually the main damage is coming from people I think I can kill. Duchess is my only kind of problem here, but all of my damage is positive affinity against a Duchess. So I try and pick off fights in the arena that I think I can win. Yeah? So I'll go speed up. I'll then drop defense. I've got this speed tune. Look how close these speeds are. But speed tune so that War Maiden goes first. She drops defense. I then throw a Kale Nuke over the top. Hopefully that pretty much kills everyone. I then bring in, and I'm looking here to say, is he definitely dead? Yes. Is she definitely dead? Yes. Maybe. Depends if I get a weak hit. But my next biggest threat is Duchess. So I'm going to actually throw my double hit in on Duchess. Bam, bam. Okay, one person left. He can't kill me. And then we rock on. I don't win every fight, guys. I win most fights. But I select my opponents carefully. And I refresh this arena, not with gems, but whenever it's available. Every 15 minutes, I'll come back up and I'll look for the next possible win. Make sure that your speed champion is your fastest champion that you own. And he's in the fastest gear that you own. Every single piece that Hykertoon's wearing here is my fastest piece of gear that I own, and every single one is glyphed. My second fastest champion in my setup is my War Maiden. She goes next, so she drops defense. Then I put in my damage. Okay, look how close the speeds are, because I don't want to lose any kind of efficiency. So, quick one around Masteries. What are the top picks for Masteries? For anybody that needs to land a debuff or manipulate turn meter, you want to be taking Pinpoint Accuracy, get your +10 accuracy, You want to be taking Charged Focus, get an additional 20 when he does his first abilities, and then you want to take Swarm Smiter, getting more accuracy when there's more people out on the board. They're all crucial for people that need to land debuffs until you get to like late game. Other really strong masteries in the support tree are Laura's Steel. You gain extra stats for things like your speed sets and your accuracy stats. Evil Eye is actually insanely strong everywhere apart from Clan Boss. So you're dropping people's turn meter whenever you do an A1. And then if you need to try and extend debuffs, Master Hex is really strong as well. On the offense side, nearly like 99.9% of your champions will all take an additional 5% crit rate. Remember what I spoke about earlier? Crit rate is worth more than crit damage, is worth more than attack. Okay? So the top two options are attack or crit rate. 99% of people will take attack. Sorry, no, they won't. They'll take crit rate, and then they'll go into Keen Strike plus 10 crit damage. Okay? The rest of your build you can start to kind of tweak as you need to, but you should be aiming for War Master for anyone who's going to be playing in your Clan Boss team if they've got a single or a double hit A1, or Giant Slayer if they've got a 3 or a 4 hit A1. Okay? Other good items on here. So if you're looking to do early damage to people, Ruthless Ambush is very cool for like a farmer. Heart of Glory is very cool if you're expecting to attack when you've got full health. And then this kind of line down here is really good for dungeons and Clan Boss. Most of the things on the left-hand side of the two grids are kind of more aimed at dungeons and Clan Boss. Most of the things on the right-hand side are a bit more PvP sort of oriented. Defense tree is more like an end game tree. If you don't need to land accuracy and you're in towards the end game, then you would probably pick masteries that look something similar to this. Mainly for this one. Retribution is a really strong mastery. 50% chance to counterattack if they lose more than 25% of their health. This has kept Elhain alive a ton of times, and it's killed people in the arena a ton of times. It also procs when the Clan Boss hits you hard. So this is a really good mastery to get damage off. And this one here, Deterrence, is also a really good mastery to get damage off in Clan Boss and in the arena. So this is 20% chance to counter if there's like a debuff that lands on you that's like an immobilizer, or if they land on an ally, which is an immobilizer. So there's some of the main ones. In terms of like the end ones, Helm Smasher is for damage for like a nuker in the arena. Flawless Execution is for damage for a campaign farmer. Okay, consistency, spiky damage but more damage. Clan Boss, Clan Boss. These ones are way less used. You might have resistance in very end game for arena, and you would probably have accuracy in very end game for arena. But generally, you'd be doing all offense main masteries for anyone in your lineup from the early game. Probably with the exception of a speed champ that you might use something like Oppressor. So the last thing to talk about generally is like gearing. I've got like gearing guides. I've got how to build a farmer. I've got how to build a support champion, how to build a Clan Boss champion, how to build an arena nuker. I'm not going to go into the detail of it. I'll let you go and watch those videos, but do go and watch those videos because they're really helpful to help you gear your champions. And gearing is king in this game. But as a rule, accuracy first stat you want to build, speed second stat, make sure everyone's wearing speed boots. Then make sure your champs can stay alive, so defensive stats. Then put your damage on your champs. A, S, D, D, accuracy, speed, defensive stats, damage. Wow, that's a big video, guys. I hope you pick up a ton of tips from that video. I've been Hell Hades. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it already. I'll catch you in a video soon.